guys, glad you checked in today. I just noticed lately, well, I noticed this, I know this about myself anyway. I have a tendency to be a little bit impulsive, and I'll just haul off and do stuff if I want to. Like one day, my granddaughter was over at our house. It was a Thursday night at 7 o'clock, and we realized we both had 4 days available with nothing on our schedule. So we decided we were going to pop off to San Diego. So we left at 8:30. So in an hour and a half, we went off to San Diego, not even thinking that another 100,000 people were going to be in San Diego for the weekend. So getting a place to stay was kind of an adventure. But anyway, so we hauled off and did that, and never thinking, planning ahead or anything. Just let things happen the way it happens. And another thing I'll do a lot. Well, I have a lot of problems with anybody telling me what to do. For example, like it would be a mother figure or somebody, or my dad or my husband even, or somebody saying I shouldn't do something. Well, then of course, I'm going to think I really need to go do that, and being a little bit arrogant. So anyway, so I just noticed recently that seems that I have this cosmic mother who just shows up and stops me from doing a lot of things that I would haul off normally would do. And one of them was a friend was flying in from Montana, and we were going to go up to Sedona for a workshop. But meanwhile, it was supposed to be the absolute worst storm ever. I mean, in a long time in Sedona, we're having this horrible storm. And she was going to come in, and we were just going to get in the car and drive on up there. And then, so finally, it got decided for us that we would not go till the next day. And then turns out the next day was a beautiful, clear, sunny day, and it was okay, even though there was snow. When you're in a city that has snow, they will just clear it off. Like, not like if you're in Phoenix, they would have no equipment to clear off snow. So that one got decided for us. Another one, when I was, my granddaughter was getting married on July 30th this year, and I was really, really tired. We had a lot of things going on leading up to that point. And the next day I was supposed to leave and go up to Payson and go fishing all day with a friend. I just have this thing that when you say you're going to do something, that you do it. If you sign up, you show up. And I told him I was going to come up. Well, meanwhile, I was absolutely exhausted, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to be really hard on my body. I'm going to do this wedding and then, be up late, and then the next morning leave early because I had to leave real early. Oh yeah, I had to leave early to take another granddaughter and my son and his girlfriend off to the airport so they could go to North Carolina to take her off to college. And that I was dropping them off at 6 o'clock in the morning. So then I was going to leave right from then and go up to Payson. Well, I thought it was so funny when I kept thinking, oh, I just really would love to cancel that trip. I really don't want to do that trip. Not that I would step up and say, let's just pick another day, whatever it was. And then I see a text in my phone, and it's from him saying that he's got something has come up that he has to do, so he has to cancel that trip for me coming up that day. And I just about cracked up laughing because I thought it was so hilarious, because I was so relieved that got changed, and I wasn't the one who made the decision that I was going to do that. Another one I do is I spend a lot of time watching on the computer, and I'm watching YouTubes, all kinds of things. And it'll be sometimes like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, and I'm really so tired, I'm about to fall over sitting there. And it's like, when you get so tired you can't even get up and go to bed. So I'm sitting there and going, okay, I'm just going to watch one more. It's only 3 minutes long. Okay, I'm going to watch this one. It's only 7 minutes long. And then all of a sudden, my computer freezes up, which I've always thought, I just laugh and I think that's my cosmic mother saying, go to bed. It's time for you to turn that thing off. If you're not going to turn it off, we'll turn it off for you. So that's another example of that. Then I had this granddaughter who went off to North Carolina to school, got over there, and they're not allowed to have a car when you're a freshman over there. But then with COVID, in about a week, they shut down the dorm. So here she is. She doesn't have a car, doesn't know anybody, has to move out of the dorm into an apartment. She doesn't even have a car to go drive around and find a car to go around and find an apartment. And so her dad and I and Vivian, we were on the phone just going back and forth, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I had told her that I would drive her car out there, just take a trip and drive it out there. Well, the problem was I had to be back within a week because I was going to go to a workshop up in Mount Shasta. So my roommate said she would go with me. So then, I'm certainly not doing it by myself. So we were going to drive all the way to North Carolina and then fly back, and then the next day leave to go to Mount Shasta. for some reason, some kind of common sense stepped in there, and I looked up how far it was, and it was 2,200 miles, and we were going to drive that. We both of us decided we would our bodies would be complete zombies by the time we were doing that, and it was not the best thing to do. I do have an issue with feeling like I'm 48 and I'm 75, and so I keep doing all these things that a 48-year-old would do, and then my body just doesn't put up with that stuff anymore. So I have to learn that. So anyway, we were glad that our cosmic mom stepped up on that one and told us that that we're not going to be allowed to do that. And so a few weeks ago, I just wasn't feeling really good, and I was pretty sure it was just a detox because I was kind of physically really tired, and I felt like it was just detoxing. So I didn't think it was anything contagious. I didn't think it was COVID. I didn't think, not worried about it. So I'm going along, and on a Monday morning, we have meetings at my house every Monday and Tuesday, and all of a sudden my roommate gets up and says she doesn't feel good, and I'm going, holy Moses, that means it's not necessarily a detox. Maybe it's just really the flu or something else. So I absolutely had to cancel the meeting, and it's one of those deals like, it's another one of you sign up you show up, like if I'm saying I'm going to have a meeting, we're going to have a meeting, and the people were coming, and this is what we're going to do. Well, no, this was Cosmic Mom saying, there is no question about this. You are not going to have that meeting now, and here's the deal. So then we canceled it. So I just think it's very interesting that my Cosmic Mom steps in and handles all these things for me because I'm not willing to do that. So maybe I'll get someday where I don't have to have that, but I'm kind of glad she is there to be the responsible one in my life, because I do like to do very spontaneous things, and like I say, when I'm committed to do something, I want to stay with that commitment, and sometimes you do have to just change that. So I have to see how much she's going to step into my life and continue handling things, since I'm so impulsive, and I'm just going to press on with what I want to do, and perhaps it's not the best thing in the highest interest of everyone involved. So hope you all having a great day, and everybody feels good, and knows that we're going to get to the other side of this thing eventually, and we're all going to be just fine. So thanks for listening.